Hey, good morning, fellow crypto traders. All right, I have a request for 5 new coins to do charting in. So I thought I'd do something different this morning and chart them on the fly. All of them seem to be obscure meme type coins, which I'm not a big fan of, but my paid subscribers do get to put in easy requests, and I try to fulfill them as best as possible. So let's go through the 5 coins that I have. The first one is Elon, somehow tied to the hype with Elon Musk, I'm sure. Anyways, we went from all the way down here to where we are today. I won't even try to say that price. Let's just do the technical analysis on this. You guys do the news. Again, understand, I want to, this is going to be a teaching thing because I'm going to do this on the fly. So let's just talk about technical analysis. A lot of you guys are asking me to talk about news stories on some of these coins. I don't do news, and I'll tell you why I don't do news. The market moves on psychology. That's it. All right. It doesn't necessarily move on news. All right, so news can affect psychology. Yes, that's true. But that's third order removed from doing what I do, which is technical analysis. Technical analysis is a measurement of sorts of the market psychology. All right, and it is the market psychology that moves the price. All right, so we want to be as close to the price action as possible, and therefore, that is why we do technical analysis versus trading on news stories. All right, do you guys understand that? So we are closer to the price action by doing this technical analysis, and if we do our technical analysis correctly, it will tell us it should help tell us, let me say it that way, where the price is going. All right. So let's get into this. Elon coin or whatever this is. I've got the KuCoin exchange pulled up, and let's do some quick charting. First thing I see here is a trend line of sorts. Looks like we go, yep, matches straight up. All right. So let's draw this to right here because this looks like it's going to be a triangle. All right. And pull something down here. We got all our touch points here. 1, 2, 3 touch points. And let's do another. So let me do another preface. These videos are not advising you on what you should invest in. Definitely not. I personally am not a fan of any of these meme coins. That's not how I make my money. I make my money um, on the coins that I can gather historical data on. I make my money on having a good setup. Now, in this case, because the trend on altcoins is up, all right, and the correlation of aggregated data tells me that we are going to move up even further soon on the altcoin market, I can then take these patterns that I'm seeing and use that correlated data, that aggregated data, to help influence my understanding of where some of these smaller coins will go. All right, so we have a bullish triangle here, and you all know how we measure these triangles. I've taught this many times for free on these videos. Take the top to the bottom, and we'll call this the bottom because it's the last touch point. This doesn't necessarily get there, right? But this does, all right? So then we'll put it to where we think we're going to break out. Now, we don't have many more days on this triangle before we have to break either up or down. So far, probability is on our side with the direction which we'll break. Many altcoins, not many, some altcoins have already turned bullish. I gave you that free Litecoin setup a couple days ago, which I accidentally posted as a private video, and I apologize for that. But then I reposted yesterday linking to that private video. And if you guys are followers on Substack, you won't miss that. Unfortunately, TradingView does not let me change from private to public, so I had to repost another post to link to the private video. All that aside is we had a good setup there on Litecoin. That was a bullish coin, and there are some other ones that I've spotted, and there's more and more turning. I'll give you that in our daily update today. Anyways, we have a target here of whatever this price is. It looks to be double where we're currently at. In fact, yes, it is almost double. All right, another thing we can do to help project where the price will move to is we'll draw a Fibonacci from our low to our body high, which happens to be the top of that triangle. All right, so you can see the target here is almost reaching to that 1.68. So that, in fact, is double of our current price. So in this case, there's not much data I can utilize, but I can use Fibonacci, I can use some trend lines, and I can see we have a bullish triangle. I can measure that, spot our target, and in this case, looks like we're going to double on this coin. All right. So let me save this data so that I don't have to do this again, and we'll move to the next coin. All right, next coin is, how do I shrink this down? Yeah, I won't worry about that right now. Avax. All right, so now there was some news that Avax is accepting, forgot what coin, some of my more astute followers will remember, onto its chain. And so that that sentiment is reflected in the price movement here. In this case, can we draw a trend line? Let's try that first. All right, a lot of this is just trial and error. All right, I'm going to go to this touch point first, and I'm going to move this trend line up. All right, and looks like we do have a trend line here. All right, so let's back this one down to, yeah, that looks good. All right, so it crosses right on the 200-day, and this is where we had big price movement. So it looks like that is going to be good support for us for this particular coin. Again, not not spotting anything other than that off the top. I guess what we could do is another Fibonacci to see if we can spot any correlation here. And we can also draw some levels on this one. All right, so this looks like a price target of 204. We're currently at 116. And the reason why I think that's a good price target is because it correlates with the targets on many of the other altcoins. All right, I see a doubling effect. And in some cases, the smaller market cap altcoins will triple. And this looks like it could go to 204. And I say that because I'm taking that data that I have mapped and charted and done my homework on all the other charts, and I'm seeing a trend, and I'm using that to influence where I think this will also go. I can't just tell that from this chart, although Fibonacci looks good here for the 204 price target. That's 1.618. And if you do that Fibonacci on a lot of these charts that do have data, and tell you that we are going to move up and have a accurate price target, you'll get that. Another thing I do see that could play out, and I'm not saying this is yet, is potentially an inverse head and shoulders. So if we draw a line here, you can see, and then I'll do a cup just so you guys can see this since we're in the teaching mode right now. Here is the left shoulder. Here's the head. And here is potentially, I say potentially because we haven't done this yet, a right shoulder, right? All right. So we're almost at this support for the right shoulder, if that turns out to be the case. Now remember, we have to come down, swoop down, touch that, and come back up. and that is our neckline. Once we break our neckline, we can measure the distance between the neckline and the head. That'll tell us where we're going. All I have to do is simply take and drag that measurement up to where I think we'll break the neckline. And look at that. 204 appears to be an almost perfect target because why? It correlates with data from other charts, which tell me altcoins are about to double. We have Fibonacci telling us it's going to go to 204. We have a measurement on a potential cup and handle, inverse head and shoulders, that also tells us this. All right, so there's 3 points of data. Now the third one is just a potential point of data, but you can take that and utilize that. All right, so here's our target on Avax to 204. All right, that's my target there. Next coin. I'm going to save this off real quick. All right. So somebody suggested C pool. I'm not sure that one's on. Okay, we have something here. Uh, I mean, this one's a crapshoot. There's not enough data here, guys, for me to do any sort of a chart. I mean, yeah, I can take and draw a trend line that I see going on, but it's just, we're right on some kind of a trend line, maybe. Um, Again, all you can do is guess at this one. You can correlate the aggregated data and say that we'll double from here, but that's just a guess. All right, so that's all I'm going to do with that one. I'll save that trend line. All right, not enough data there. Let's try Toko, USDT. All right, so here I've got, all right, not bad. All right, we've got a golden cross down here. We're way above our 200 day and 50 day. So something must have happened here news wise. And again, analytics will tell you that the news is coming before it actually comes. I see some sort of an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. Do you guys see this? Let's see if it works out. All right. Actually, well, okay. I'll draw it over like this. All right. That looks to be approximately the area. Yep, that right there. All right. So do you guys see the inverse head and shoulders pattern? Right here, left shoulder, right here, head. All right. Right here, right shoulder. If you would have spotted this before the price movement, you probably would have spotted this before the news. Again, this is why analytics is important. It shows us the market psychology before the news comes out. And that's why I don't sit here and waste my time talking about news, guys. I hate to say it that way, but it is sort of a waste of time. News is not going to tell you where the price action is going. And good charting and good analytics will. And all I do is just simple patterns. That's all I do. I don't have to get into all of the. I see some of these guys doing crazy stuff. Yeah, really. All I've done is simple charting, which anybody can learn. You guys can all learn this stuff, and I show you how to do it in all my videos. If you subscribe and just continue to watch me, you're going to get taught on the fly, and that's what I'm doing here. All right, so this will give us a price target, which we have reached and surpassed. All right, so obviously something bullish is going on with this, and now we have a lot of volatility. I'm going to go ahead and do a level right there because I see a level, and you can see then now on this particular chart we're forming some sort of an M pattern. Let me do that again. I didn't do that real clear. And so what happens here, we'll come back down to our middle part of our M, and then we take off. That's what happens on these M patterns. We can use Fibonacci to help us here as well. I would say, well, let's just try it from the neckline. I'm not real sure to where to place Fibonacci in this point, but that looks decent. What happens if I move this up to where we started to just take off here? All right, I think I'm going to move it back to the neckline. I think that's a good area for our takeoff point. Now let's see what it's telling us here. All right, so we have one price at almost 9 cents. And because this is so bullish, it's a possibility we go to 14 cents. Where are we at right now? 6 cents. I would say that we could go to 14 cents on this one, only again because of the correlation of aggregated data I'm utilizing to predict these price movements. All right, so 14 is a more than double on this one, but I would say 14 is an aggressive target, but we could get there. Another target you might have, more conservative, would be 9 cents. All right, so that's what I see on this particular chart. And somebody said Ryoshi. Again, that's one I don't think I can do on trading view. No data on that one. All right, so anyways, guys, I hope that is helpful, and if you learned something or if you see something I could have done better, constructive, deconstructive criticism, I don't care. It all counts for something. Put it in the comments below, and we'll talk to you later. I'm about to do my morning daily crypto update here, and so feel free to watch that as well.